guys, so I just did a makeup tutorial on this look. I know I'm like breaking out, but it's fine. I have to say that I did not put this in my video, and I would just like to give this a shout out sort of thing. So stupid. Anyways, this my face was not breaking out. It was very dry for like 2 days. It was so dry that like I put coconut oil on it thinking, oh, maybe this will help, and it like sat on top of my face. And I took a wipey because one of my friends had gave me this lotion. She was like, try this. So I took a wipey and just wiped my face, and you can hear it. You could hear it just like scraping against my skin. It was so gross. So anyways, I went to Clinque and tried to get some exfoliators, and I got this exfoliator, and this is the first exfoliator I've ever used, and let me tell you, it is thebomb.com. okay, that it's awesome. And then I got this coconut butter, which is, it was recommended to me by a friend of mine, and shout out to her for telling me this. I bought this I think at the beginning of the week. It was a couple days ago, and I've used it every single day like 3 times. My dogs, like 3 times a day, and this is all I've used. I don't know if you can kind of see because the light in here is terrible. There we go. Okay, doing it on my phone, and it does not auto focus at all. So anyways, if you have dry skin and you need to exfoliate, I recommend the Clinique exfoliating scrub Super Exfoliate. I like it. It had really good reviews, and it's not that pricey. Since I'm over here overseas and everything, it kind of gives it a little bit of a discount. But I think I bought it for $17. I'm pretty sure it's no more than $20. And then this, I think it was like $6, give or take a couple cents. I think it was like $6. But I've been exfoliating with that, and as soon as that's over, I'll dot my face, dry it off, and then I put this on, and my face, like today, I even got a compliment saying that my face looked really fresh and bright, and I was like, ooh, let's hope I'm not pregnant. I'm not. So anyways, those two are recommended by me for sure. I've never really cleaned my face, like had a routine or anything, but I have started a routine now with those 2 products. So try it out. Let me see some reviews on what you think, your type of reviews, and comment them below. Thanks. Okay guys, so we're going to get started with this. First, I'm going to do it a little different. I'm going to prime my eyes first before doing my foundation. I'm going to prime them with the Urban Decay Weightless Concealer. Just to do my eyes, I'm going to go ahead and start with my eyeshadow first this time, just to try a different technique, just to see how I like it. I'm going to blend that in only on my eyelids with my ShiSeido brush. Next, I'm going to go with my Morphe palette. I'm going to pick up these 2 lighter colors. They're both like a light brown, sorry. Those are going to be my transition colors. You're going to want something that's not super, super dark. So I'm going to go in with browns just because it's the closest thing to my skin and it's easier to blend with. If I do a darker eye, I normally go in with a darker transition color. Next, I'm going to go in with this smaller, more precise brush, and I'm going to pick up this cranberry red color, and I'm going to put that just on my outer corner. I'm just focusing on my outer corner, not necessarily the inner corner. I do want to blend it to my inner corner, but stay darker on the outer part of my eye, not the inner part. Next, I do circular motions, and I go back and forth like a windshield wiper. Back and forth, hey. And I'm going to do the same thing with that next eye. This next eye, I get really crazy with it, but we'll fix that. Next, I'm going to go in with my Too Faced chocolate bar, and I'm going to pick up these, like a matte purple color and a shimmery purple color. And I'm going to do the same thing, stay on the outside, the outer corner, just in my crease. I'm trying not to go really above that crease and not really towards my lash line. I wasn't really digging this look at first, so I kind of like stopped, and I kind of wanted to go back to my Morphe palette, but I decided just go with it, pick it back up, and I started and went back with my other eye. Next, I'm going to take my NYX finishing spray and spray my brush just so it has a little gluey texture to it. When I pick up these shimmery colors, it'll make it stay on my eyelids. I'm going to put this just on the eyelids towards the inner corner. I'm not going into my crease, I'm staying just on my eyelids. I'm going to do the same thing with the next eye, just on your eyelids. You can also use eye drops to spray your brush with before picking up that shimmery color. Next, I'm going to pick up the brush that I had with the purple on it, just to blend the shimmery and the purple together. Then I'm going to take a clean blending brush and blend out the tops of the color, just so it doesn't have any harsh lines. And I put a little bit of eyeshadow in my eyebrows and then just brush those out. I don't normally do that. That was just something I wanted to try. Next, I'm going to take a bright highlighting color and put that in the corner of my eyes. I realized this later afterwards. Next, I'm just going to put foundation on first, and then I'm going to go back in with the highlighter because I felt like it didn't pop as much because I'm very light complected. It just didn't look very good on me. Then I'm going to take a makeup wipe just to clear the corners of my eyes, just to sharpen those up so it's not crazy anymore. And as you can tell on my right eye, I did start off really crazy with my eyeshadow, but it looks a little bit better now that I've cleaned it up. And then I'm going to prime my face with Maybelline's Redness Color Defier primer. I'm really red in my face, especially since the change of the seasons. I'm going to ignore my T-zone a lot with that Maybelline primer, and then I'm going to go in with my Porefessional just for my pores. Then I'm going to go in with my Nars foundation on my ShiSeido brush, and I'm going to do circular motions eventually, but I start off with a dab motion all over my face. That gives you a more coverage when you dab and press it into your skin rather than stripping it across your face, pulling and tugging. We're going to speed this up because everybody knows how to do foundation, I'm sure. If you don't, I can do a video just on my foundation and how I put that on. Next, I'm going to go with my Urban Decay Weightless Concealer and conceal underneath my eyes, on the bridge of my nose, my cupid's bow, my chin, my forehead, and above my eyebrows. Sometimes, if I don't have eyeshadow on already, sometimes I will put it underneath my eyebrow, but for this time I didn't. I also go on the jawline. Because once I do my bronzer, I want everything underneath my bronzer, underneath my contour, to stay bright. I'm going to try something different also and blend this in with my Real Techniques Beauty Blender sponge. Usually I would use my ShiSeido brush, but I decided to go in with my Beauty Blender and just give it a shot. And I will have to say that for some reason this makeup look I liked using the Beauty Blender, but before I have not liked it, so it was okay this time. Not my favorite still, but I decided just to give it another shot. Next, I'm going to go in with my Mercier Translucent powder. I do this just to set my concealer. Everywhere I just put concealer, I'm going to put a powder on it. Wait a little bit and then wipe it away. It'll set that powder and keep it from creasing or like slipping and sliding away. It'll just make it look more flawless and airbrushed and blended into your foundation. Next, I'm going to go in with my bronzer. This is how I contour. I don't use any actual contour liquid or powder. I just use bronzer. I'm just going to go into the crease underneath my cheek, swipe up or blend up and blend up into my forehead, put a little bit on each side of my forehead, sort of go in the center just with whatever's left on that brush, and then I grab a little bit more and go underneath my chin, underneath the jaw line. Blah. Next, I'm going to take my blush from Clinque, and I'm just going to put a little bit on, starting from the rose of my cheek and back to my hairline, and then up into my temple area just a tad. I'm going to take, I realized actually that I did not put on any color underneath my eye next to my lash line. So I'm going to take the brownish purple and the cranberry red color, mix those two because that's what I put on my eyelids, and I'm going to put that right underneath my eye next to my lash line. I used a liner brush this time just to see how fine I could get it because I didn't want it to be too dark, but I didn't want it to be blank. Then I'm going to go with my Benefit They're Real mascara and start with my eyelashes. I realized also after I put this one eye on, you'll see it kind of jump and then all of a sudden my eyes look darker. I realized that I wanted more liner on top, so I went back and put black eyeliner from Makeup Forever on top of my eye, just to make my eyelashes look a little bit fuller than what they actually are. And of course, I can't do my bottom lashes yet, so I have to let that dry and then go in to do my bottom lashes later. And if I don't wait, it's going to get on my eyeshadow. Since I've let my translucent powder set for a while, I'm going to swipe that away, just wipe it away with a clean big brush, because you don't want that powder just to be sitting on your face. You want it to be blended into your face. Then I'm going to take my highlight and I'm going to highlight the tops of my cheek back to my hairline. I kind of went back in with this later, and I've learned a new technique now that's in my next video, my next makeup video, that to make your highlight pop more. At least for me, it pops more if you do it after your blush. My kid's in the room with us, guys. That's why he's helping narrate, if you heard him yelling. I'm going to put this on the tips of my cheeks, the tip of my nose, my cupid's bow, my chin, and I put a little bit on my forehead. And the only reason I've been putting it on my forehead is because normally I'm really oily, but here recently I've been really dry. I know I keep saying that. So I've kind of put a little bit more on my forehead. Usually I would not do that. If you're oily, I wouldn't suggest doing it because it's just going to bring more oil looks to your face. Then I'm going to go back in with my mascara, from Benefit They're Real, hey, and I'm just going to go over and put a coat on my bottom lashes. I'm still wanting to do fake lashes, so we'll see. Then I'm going to go in with Legendary lip gloss from Smashbox. I'm not going to line my lips or anything. I'll have a video of me lining my lips and what it looks like when I do line my lips and put real lipstick on. But here recently I've just wanted to put just lip gloss on, and my favorite lip glosses that I've used so far are from Smashbox. And there you have it. We're going to spray it with our setting spray from NYX. This is the dewy finish. I can't get my hands on the matte finish yet. Every time I try to, it's sold out. So I will do a review on that for you guys later. But right now, this one is working for me. And that completes our look today. Please be sure to subscribe to have more videos like these.